Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
We're going to talk about what it's like to go ahead and set up a GearBox intraday mode account, the pairs to be running, what we need to be doing. So this is a fresh account here. I'm going to go ahead and clear all the pairs, and we're going to talk about what actually runs the intraday strategies, what pairs to use, how this works. And the first thing is, I need you to understand why we're using many of the pairs we're using. So the first thing is, you're going to see these are our modes. We have our instant entry and our skip a level strategy. So instant entry and also skip a level, right? And then depending on your account balance, there's different settings. Now, when looking at this and understanding this, okay, the first thing is skip a level. If you're looking for more action, maybe you're a precision user already, you're using precision modes, you have a second GearBox license, and you're looking for more action, you're probably going to use skip a level. Instant entry, I tend to avoid. Yeah, you can make some money with it, but ideally, I'm not a huge fan of the instant entry strategy. It's there for those people that understand it, know how to use it and manage it. But if you're really looking to do something outside of precision, I'd probably go with skip a level. Now, the skip a level strategy, you'll see you can trade 3 max pairs at a single time. Now, if you have smaller balances below 1K, 1 to 2 max pairs at a single time, and I really would never even use a $500 balance on skip a level. But if you decided to, I would only do 1 max pair trading at the same time. And I would highly encourage you to use precision modes if you had smaller balances. Intraday mode is better on larger balances per se. Really, precision modes are going to shine on the smaller balances as well. But to get right into it, let's get into what it looks like to go ahead and set one of these accounts up based on these settings here. So we're going to go right on over here, and I'm going to actually make this window small so that, there we go, we can go ahead and look at this as we go. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to just go ahead and type in the different pairs you want to use. In this case, for me, we're going to type in these pairs here. And I'm going to talk about why we use these pairs only on intraday, because there's other pairs that we use in the precision modes that we don't touch on the intraday modes. And there's a reason for that. And we will go ahead and talk about that. But first thing is, now I have all these pairs here. I'm now going to also add the gold pair for my GearBox manager, of course. And we're going to open up all of these windows. Awesome. And perfect. So we have all these windows now open. All right. Besides for gold, we're going to go ahead and first put GearBox onto a chart. We're just going to go here, 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 and just hit OK. We're going to get our code as always. So we're going to have to input this code. So bear with me. I'm going to actually go do this real quick. Yes. Slash 3 device. I believe that's it. Let me double check. It is. All right. And our code, we have TCJW, TYEB, and authorize. Perfect. All right, now you're authorized. Once you're authorized, Now you're going to go ahead and open the gold chart. So first thing you got to do is you always got to authorize there. Then once you are authorized, you're going to go ahead over here to the GearBox manager. You're going to put it on the gold chart. And then you're going to be able to go ahead and apply what strategy you want to use. So in this case, I'm just going to hit skip a level. And by default, right, it's going to apply that strategy. Now you're going to have to go in here to your manager and modify the settings, right? So we're going to come in the manager, and based on the intraday notes and strategies, which we'll pull back up here, all right, you're going to want to use 0.01 per 3,000, and anything over 25K, 0.01 per 5K. And you could even take that approach at 10K if you want to be super conservative. But in this case, we're going to go 0.01 per 5K. This is $83,000. You can see as the balance. So in this case, we're going to have to divide 83, right, by technically 5. 83 divided by 5 is 16. So that tells me we're using a 0.16 lot size here. And that'll be our starting lot size. We have our 3 max pairs trading at the same time. That's perfect. We've set our lot. Now we're just going to go ahead again and apply the skip a level strategy. And it's going to update our lot size on every chart. And just like that, you are now set up for your intraday modes, right, to start trading on the skip a level strategy. Now, say you wanted to use instant entry, you would, and you do want to put these all on the daily time frame, by the way. Make sure you are on the daily time frame when using intraday strategies. Any lower time frames are much higher risk. Intraday is always meant to be used on the daily. So now that you have all your daily time frames here, the next thing you could do is, if you want to be on the instant entry strategy, you would simply choose to eliminate 3 of these, right? So which ones do you want to eliminate if you were to use instant entry is the question you have to ask yourself. Gene, we don't recommend any brokers here in Auvoria Prime. I did see, but with leverage, I would tell you 1 in 500 is really best. GearBox can work on 1 in 200, 1 in 300. You could even work on 1 in 100 if you want a little more conservative with your settings, but it's always best to use 1 in 500 if you have access to it. All right. So let's talk about why we use these pairs, though. So we know that in the precision modes, there's a lot of other pairs that are used, right? So these are the precision mode pairs and settings. And then in intraday, we're totally different. And there's a reason for that. And where a lot of this data and this comes from is, the first thing we look at is the average daily range of many of these currency pairs. And you can organize over time, right, and see what you get. But for us, most of the time, we're focused on looking at these data points here. So when we look at these data points, a lot of these determinations came from looking at this data, as well as looking at forward testing and back testing data to see what pairs didn't really have huge trending moves, massive volatility, but really stayed in a very good average range that you can play in. And that seemed to be these pairs, which means that more than often, you're going to consistently make money with them. And every once in a while, they might put you in some drawdown. But overall, they are much safer to run than, say, a pair like GBP NZD, for example, that you see moves 196 pips on average daily, right? Okay, that maybe isn't as fit a strategy for skip a level or instant entry as, you know, say something like CAD CHF, right, or AUD NZD. And that's why we use these pairs in the intraday modes, as they are much more fit for trading, you know, on a strategy that's not waiting for large moves to happen, such as the precision modes, which we offer within the GearBox. Let's see here. Does anyone have any questions on the setup for intraday so far? otherwise, that is intraday mode is very simple. It's to the point. We use low ranging pairs. We're looking to either get in immediately or wait 21 pips before our first entry against us onto any of these pairs. And we're really just playing the intraday ranges, right? Whereas precision maybe is playing those more long-term moves. Obviously, if one of these pairs trends against GearBox, it's still going to manage it the same way precision would, and you're going to have more entries than precision would have had you in. But ultimately, it also can play those small ranges. So those times when maybe your precision mode gearbox is making no money and not getting in any trades, your intraday gearbox is making money and crushing it in the markets. Which is why I tell people it's wise to have both strategies, right? Have two licenses, have one for precision and one for intraday, or multiple for precision and one for intraday, which is what some people do. But really intraday crushes it in those weeks where there's nothing happening for precision modes. And then the weeks where precision mode's crushing it are the weeks where you typically might be in some drawdown on your intraday strategies, because one of these pairs might have trended against you per se. But again, you're also scanning 13 or so less pairs when using intraday strategy than precision. So that's 13 other pairs for you to get in trades in that potentially don't have those moves either over here. Which again, like I said, this is why we diversify how we diversify, and intraday is a great strategy to do that. Using the different modes that we do offer inside of our gearbox manager here. Now let me get into the week ahead here. So I'm not seeing any questions. So we're going to get right into looking at the week ahead and take a look at Forex Factory, what we have going on, see if anything should worry us. You always are going to be bigger on looking at red folder news when using intraday modes. Purely because things can move against you much further, much quicker as you are getting those earlier entries. But wow, look at this. We actually have a week ahead of us. Oh wait, let's go all the way here. I was about to say it's got to be some red folder news. There it is. Okay, OPEC JMMC meetings. Those meetings, all right, are going to be on Thursday. Those are all day. This is typically a big news event. It can have larger moves in the market. Typically has to do with oil and other things along those lines. So typically, as you can see, it affects all currencies. That's one to always look out for. Then you have ISM manufacturing PMI protocol here Thursday. And then Friday, you have non-farm employment change, right? So it's NFP week already. I guess this starts, it starts a new month. So first Friday of the month. So we have NFP this week. So yeah, we have a very calm week up until around Thursday, right? So we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, very, very calm. We go into Thursday with OPEC and JMMC. Then we go straight into NFP on Friday. So what I would tell you is if you're using intraday modes, you might want to look to get out of the market before Thursday if you can, right? If you're making money, you're in trades, you're positive on the whole week, maybe close all trades and turn off auto trading on Thursday with intraday modes, and understand that precision modes, if you've been letting them run from Monday, because remember the ghost gears will be stacking up, it's very highly likely that here by Friday, you're going to be able to close a lot of great trades in the precision modes, get into new trades. But on intraday, if you run through NFP, chances are you could end up in some higher drawdown than you were the rest of the beginning of the week. So only thought process is intraday. Like I said, maybe close all trades out if you're positive weekly floating before Thursday morning. And then let your precision run as normal, and precision modes will handle NFP like a beast. Let's see if we have any other questions here. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions today on the intraday strategies. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and always learning about the intraday strategies. I will look forward to seeing all of you and many more of you tomorrow on the precision call as normal, where we focus on the main strategy in GearBox and what makes it so special. But again, the intraday strategies are so amazing in those weeks where, the markets are consolidated, because you can really get in and make some great money using intraday strategies as well. So it's great to have both strategies, have 2 licenses. And for those of you who do have 2 licenses or more, appreciate you always tuning into these calls and being live with us. And with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday.